Hello again, my friends. Thanks for joining me for another video, and if this is your first time here, a very warm welcome. Please kindly take a moment right now and click that subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified of every time I upload a new video. And also please watch this video to the end to see some behind the scenes photos and the preview trailer.
I killed Dietrichson. Me, Walter Neff, insurance agent, 35 years old, unmarried, no visible scars. Until a while ago, that is. Yeah, I killed him. I killed him for money and for a woman.
Double Indemnity is a crime, drama, and film noir movie. It was directed by Billy Wilder. And it was released in the USA in 1944, and it stars Barbara Stanwyck, Fred MacMurry, and Edward G. Robinson. And some of their co-stars were Byron Barr, Porter Hall, and others. The movie is about a Los Angeles insurance representative lets an alluring housewife seduce him into a scheme of insurance fraud and murder that arouses the suspicion of his colleague, an insurance investigator. And now for some behind-the-scenes trivia and tidbits. James M. Cain based his novella on a 1927 murder perpetrated by a married Queens, New York woman and her lover whose trial he attended while working as a journalist in New York. In that crime, Ruth Snyder persuaded her boyfriend, Judd Gray, to kill her husband, Albert, after having him take out a big insurance policy with a double indemnity clause. The murderers were quickly identified, arrested, and convicted. The front page photo of Snyder's execution in the electric chair at Sing Sing has been called the most famous news photo of the 1920s. And when approached about adapting the novel to the screen, Raymond Chandler told Billy Wilder that he had to get at least $150 a week in salary, and was surprised when Joseph Sistrom told the writer that they had planned to give him $750 a week. And Billy Wilder and Raymond Chandler did not get along while writing the script, a process that was apparently filled with arguments. Wilder claimed that he flaunted his womanizing ability at the time just to torment the sexually repressed Chandler. Raymond Chandler, who knew nothing about screenwriting or filmmaking and had never been in a studio before this film, did not care for Billy Wilder. He thought the director spoke too fast, was too jumpy, and was disrespectful because he wore a baseball cap indoors. And this film came out in 1944, the same year David Selznick released Since You Went Away in 1944. Part of the campaign for the latter film were major ads that declared, "Since You Went Away are the 4 most important words in movies since Gone with the Wind," which Selznick had also produced. Billy Wilder hated the ads and decided to counter by personally buying his own trade paper ads, which read, "Double indemnity are the 2 most important words in movies since Broken Blossoms," referring to the 1990 D.W. Griffith classic. Selznick was not amused and even considered legal action against Wilder. Alfred Hitchcock, who had his own rocky relationship with Selznick, took out his own ads, which read, "The 2 most important words in movies today are Billy Wilder." And Raymond Chandler hated the experience of writing the script with Billy Wilder so much that he actually walked out and would not return unless a list of demands were met. The studio accepted to his demands, and he returned to finish the script with Wilder, even though the two detested each other. And one day during production, Raymond Chandler failed to show up at work and was tracked down at his home. He went through a list of reasons why he could no longer work with director Billy Wilder. Mr. Wilder frequently interrupts our work to take phone calls from women. Mr. Wilder ordered me to open up the window. He did not say please. He sticks his baton in my eyes. I can't work with a man who wears a hat in the office. I feel he is about to leave momentarily. Unless Wilder apologized, Chandler threatened to resign. Wilder surprised himself by apologizing. It was the first and probably only time on record in which a producer and director ate humble pie, in which the screenwriter humiliated the big shots. And Edward G. Robinson's initial reluctance to sign on largely stemmed from the fact that he wasn't keen on being demoted to third lead. Eventually, he realized that he was at a transitional phase of his career, plus the fact that he was getting paid the same as Barbara Stanwyck and Fred MacMurray for doing less work. And the blonde wig that Barbara Stanwyck is wearing throughout the movie was the idea of Billy Wilder. A month into shooting, Wilder suddenly realized how bad it looked, but by then it was too late to reshoot the earlier scenes. So to rationalize this mistake, in later interviews, Wilder claimed that the bad-looking wig was intentional. And on viewing the film's rushes, production head Buddy G. DeSilvia remarked of Barbara Stanwyck's blonde wig. He said, and I quote, "We hired Barbara Stanwyck, and here we get George Washington," unquote. And when Walter Neff first meets Phyllis Dietrichson, much attention is paid to her ankle bracelet or anklet. An urban legend states a married woman wears an anklet to indicate she is married, but available to other men. And the house used as Barbara Stanwyck's character's home still stands today at 6301 Quebec Drive. And the apartment building where Fred MacMurray's character lives also still stands at 1825 North Kingsley Drive in Hollywood, California. And due to strict wartime food rationing, policemen were stationed in the store where a scene with Fred MacMurray and Barbara Stanwyck was filmed, to make sure nobody on the film crew was tempted to take away any of the food. Paramount released publicity stills showing 4 policemen in the store with MacMurray and Stanwyck. And this film was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, but lost out to Going My Way in 1944. Billy Wilder was so seriously annoyed at Leo McCarey's sweep that when McCarey's name was called for Best Director, Wilder stuck his foot out into the aisle, tripping McCarey up. Wilder would get his revenge the following year when The Lost Weekend in 1945 won 4 Oscars, while McCarey's The Belle of St. Mary's in 1945 only picked up 1.
It all began last May. I was thinking about that dame upstairs and the way she had looked at me. And I wanted to see her again, close, without that silly staircase between us. How could I have known that murder can sometimes smell like honeysuckle?
I can't stand it anymore. What if they do hang me?
They're not going to hang you, baby.
It's better than going on this way.
They're not going to hang you. Because you're going to do it and I'm going to help you.
Yes, from the moment they met, it was murder. But always behind them, with his devilish hunches and his brilliant brain, was Keyes.
The murder's never perfect. Always comes apart sooner or later. And where two people are concerned, it's usually sooner.
Could they get away from him and his relentless pursuit? And could they get away with murder?
You don't know Keyes. Once he gets his teeth into something, he never lets go. He'll investigate you. He'll have you shadowed. He'll watch you every minute from now on. You afraid, baby?
Yes, I'm afraid. But not of Keyes. I'm afraid of us.
I'd like to move in on her right now, tonight. If it wasn't for Norton and his striped pants ideas about company policy, I'd have the cops after her so quick it'd make a head spin. Now, we know the Dietrichson dame is in it, and somebody else.
Only you haven't got a single thing to go on, Keyes.
He'll show. He's got to show. Sometime, somewhere, they've got to meet. Come on, Garlopers. You're not kidding anybody with that line of bolt. You're in the jam and you know it.
Says you. All I want is my money.
Says you. All you're going to get is the cops. Oh, hello, Walter. This is Sam Garlopers from Inglewood.
Oh, sure, I know Mr. Galopus. Wrote a policy on his truck. How are you, Mr. Galopus?
I ain't so good. My truck burned down.
Yeah. Now, look, Garlopers. Every month, hundreds of claims come to this desk. Some of them are phonies, and I know which ones. How do I know? Because my little man tells me.
What little man?
The little man in here. Every time one of these phonies comes along, he ties knots in my stomach. I can't eat. Yours was one of them, Garlopers. That's how I knew your claim was crooked. So what did I do? I sent a tow car over to your garage this afternoon. And they jacked up that burned-out truck of yours. And what did they find? They found what was left of a neat pile of shavings.
What shavings?
The ones you soak with kerosene and drop the match on.
Look, mister, I'm just a poor guy. Maybe I made a mistake.
Oh, that's one way of putting it.
I ain't feeling so good, Mr. Keyes.
Yeah, just a minute. Sign this and you'll feel fine.
Sign what?
It's a waiver on your claim. Right here.
Here?
Here. Now you're an honest man again. Goodbye, Garlopers.
But I ain't got no more truck. $2600 is a lot of dough where I live.
What's the matter, Garlopers? Don't you know how to open the door? Just put your hand on the knob. Turn it to the left. Now pull it towards you. That's the boy.
Thank you, Mr. Keyes.
I ran around with my own little crowd, the usual laughs, not often but loud, and in the world that I knew, I didn't know about you. Chasing after the ring on the merry-go-round, just taking my fun where it could be found. And yet what else could I do? I didn't know about you. Darling, now I know I had the loneliest yesterday. Every day in your arms, I know for once in my life I'm living everything I kidded about. How could I know about love? I didn't know about you.
If you like that one, we've got a lot more. Hotter than your morning coffee.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back to see the next one. I'll be here waiting for you. If you enjoyed this, please kindly give me a like, share with others, comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget you need to click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of every time I upload a new one. So thank you so very much for stopping by again and sharing this moment with me and this time that always passes by so quickly. I can't wait to do the next one for you. So until we meet again, please be safe and be blessed.